Alaska, the frigid northern extremity of America. Come April, the harsh winter begins to loosen its grip on the land. The seemingly endless nights grow shorter, day by day, and the frozen wilderness starts to thaw. In the heart of this majestic setting lies a small town not far from Fairbanks, whose weary inhabitants eagerly await the arrival of spring. Montgomery Memorial Hospital watches over the town like an old man, and in this remote hospital toil two doctors who are about to be swallowed by the jaws of fate.
We will now begin the tutorial. I will explain the basic treatment of affected areas. There are 3 topics: incisions, suturing, and bandaging. This patient is a mannequin, but please perform the treatment as if it were a human patient. Now, let's begin the first topic, the incision. First, we will use the antibiotic gel to disinfect the area where we will make the incision. This gel is a multi-purpose salve that is used for disinfecting, clotting blood, and treating wounds. Please select the antibiotic gel now. Do you see the yellow guideline where the incision will be made? The sections disinfected by the antibiotic gel will turn from yellow to blue. Try and disinfect the guideline until it turns completely blue. Hold the A button and move the pointer to apply the antibiotic gel. We are now done disinfecting it. Next, we will use the scalpel to make an incision. Now, please select the scalpel. Move the pointer to the end of the guideline and press the A button. Hold the A button and move the pointer along the guideline. Move the pointer to the edge of the guideline and then press the A button. That is how to make an incision. Now, let's try it again. The guideline hasn't been completely First, you must disinfect the area. Make the yellow guideline turn. Now, let's make the incision. The incision has been made. Before we move to suturing, let's try making another incision. This brings the incision tutorial to an end. Next is the suturing tutorial. Now, let's begin suturing. The tools used to suture a wound are a needle and thread. Please select the sutures. Large incisions are closed by stitching them shut with the needle and thread. Hold the A button and make a large zigzag pattern with the pointer following the incision. This is the procedure to follow when suturing a wound. As you just saw, the needle and thread are used to suture open wounds. Now, let's try it again. You've successfully sutured the incision. Hold the A button and move the pointer in a zigzag pattern. The same procedure is used to close large lacerations as well as to close up the initial incision. Now, let's try it again one more time. That's the end of the suturing tutorial. Bandaging is next. This is the last part of the tutorial. Bandaging is a treatment done at the end of almost every operation. First, let's disinfect the sutured area with the antibiotic gel. This also stops the bleeding at the edge. Please select the antibiotic gel. Apply the antibiotic gel to the sutured area to treat the hemorrhaging. The sutured area has been disinfected. Now, pick up the bandage tape. The bandage is on the left side of the screen. Move the pointer over it and press the A button. Move the pointer to one end of the sutured area and hold down the A button. Then, move the pointer to the other end of the sutures and release the A button. Don't make the bandage too long or too short. Also, be careful of the angle you apply the bandage at. Please apply the tape to cover the entire sutured area. This is how you tape sutured incisions. This is the step you will use to finish an operation. Master it. Now, let's try it again. It's still hemorrhaging. First, treat the hemorrhaging along the sutured area. The sutured area has been treated. Now, pick up the bandage and bandage up the sutured area. This is the last time. Let's try it without any hints. Bandaging complete. Well then, let's review. Perform the incision, suturing, and bandaging treatments that we practiced. You've made the incision. Now to suture it. Suturing complete. Finally, bandage the incision. All the basic actions have been completed. Great work! That's the end of the tutorial.
Here! Hurry, Val! The patient's a 40-year-old male. He has a gash on his chest and he's losing blood fast.
How was he injured?
He ignored the tour guide's warning and picked a fight with a grizzly. His blood pressure's 70, his heart rate's 130, and he's lost consciousness.
Got it. Can you hear me? We're going to take you into the hospital. My name is Valerie Blaylock. I'll be treating you. Don't worry. You've been badly injured, but it's not hopeless. In fact, you're quite lucky that there are 2 skilled doctors in a remote place like this.
I've confirmed the patient's blood type and blood count, Dr. Vaughn.
Do we have enough blood on hand? If not, then make arrangements. Have Eric make a quick trip to the blood center. Now, what about the x-rays?
It looks like he has 2 broken bones. We'll have to rebuild them. Nurse, have an ample supply of antibiotic gel ready.
It's hard to believe, but situations like this don't seem to faze me anymore. And here I thought I was gonna be able to kick back and enjoy the northern lights every night.
Oh, quit your whining.
Doctor, the patient's vitals are dropping.
All right, let's get down to business. I have dinner reservations.
Let's begin the conference. The patient has suffered a large laceration extending from his right shoulder to his chest. He also has a compound fracture in his right arm. The bone fragments seem to be aggravating the surrounding tissue. There are 2 objectives in this operation. The first is to stop the bleeding and suture the wound. The second is to retrieve the bone fragments, reform them, and set them in place.
The blood won't be arriving for a while.
We don't have time to wait. We have to begin the procedure immediately.
I agree. I'm ready to begin.
Okay, let's begin the operation. The patient's vitals are low. Please use the syringe to stabilize them. His vitals have been stabilized. Begin treating the external wound. First, you'll need to sew up the laceration with the sutures. Begin suturing the remaining lacerations.
So far, so good.
The suturing is complete. Please treat them with antibiotic gel.
That takes care of the external wounds. Let's move on to treating his arm.
Apply the antibiotic gel to the incision guideline to disinfect the area. The area has been disinfected. Now, make an incision with the scalpel. Begin treating the fracture. First, retrieve all the bone fragments. Use the forceps to remove the fragments that are lodged in the tissue.
Looks like this bone is warped.
Let's see if we can reshape it with the forceps.
Now we need to reconnect the bone fragments.
Twist your wrist to maneuver the fragment into the correct position. That's not the correct location. Please look at the shape of the bone fragment more carefully.